Okay, well, welcome back to Dungeons, Dudes, and Dragons for episode number 8. My name is David Ashbaugh, as always, joined by our three fearless adventurers, Darren, David, and Alex. How are you guys doing tonight?
Pretty good.
Licking my wound still.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's nighttime here, but still morning where you guys are. But
yeah, it's 10:53 in the morning on the island.
I am lucky to be alive, is what I am.
Yeah, that last episode, just a quick little recap, was your guys' first real taste of combat. Of course, in episode 1, of course, you guys fought that trio of goblins, which was not too, serious as far as combat is concerned. But I will say, this is my first time DMing ever, and this is a custom campaign, and I had never DM'd combat like that before, so there was a lot to keep track of. There was mistakes made. But I thought it turned out pretty well.
I think we got out of it pretty good, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, and so obviously you guys had dispatched basically all the minions of the tiefling that had appeared at the edge of the forest. And at the end of combat, all three of you, all four of you, I should say, including Chuck, were on the ground, bleeding to death. And then Valentina Wagner, something within her awakened, and she exploded a huge blast of magical energy that not only dispatched this tiefling.
Wasn't the only thing to explode a huge splash, am I right, boys? Hi-oh.
So we're going to retcon everything that happened. You're now all dead.
I love how once an episode we just throw in the towel and say, no, what? Nobody needs this podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, if you guys could just put it back in your pants for one episode, I would be very happy.
Grade schoolers just...
But yeah, Valentina had this massive surge of magical energy that not only brought you back to life, but it granted you a full long rest, restoring all your spell slots, bringing you back up to maximum HP, and the last you saw of the tiefling was him blasted deep into the forest from this unknown magical surge from Valentina, who then collapsed unconscious on the ground. And that is where we are at the moment, heading into episode 8. But, of course, before we get to the meat of the episode, we are going to do some dude dialogue, and I will ask you this. Living or dead, if you could have a beer with one person, who would it be?
With one person,
and we started with Alex last time, I believe, and then David previous to that. So, Darren, let's kick it off with you.
Honestly, just to keep in the D&D theme, and just I'm a sucker for the industry and everything like that. I think it would have to be Matthew Mercer, man. The dude is the voice of probably 90% of the video games that I enjoy playing and love playing. He's also a DM on Critical Role, a show that's probably not as popular as our podcast, but I hear a few people listen to it.
Couple, at least.
It's they're doing pretty good for what they got.
That small indie podcast, Critical Role.
You may have heard of it. They get a couple listens a month on YouTube and Twitch, but if you haven't checked him out, definitely they need the views. But he's just, it seems like you're a super chill guy, and just the life he lives is like the life I want to attain someday. So just to pick his brain about the voice acting industry and how he comes up with voices and just, vocal control and stuff that you can do to keep your voice strong and healthy. To sit down, smoke a bowl with him and just talk the biz, I think would be a pretty swell afternoon.
Does he does some of the voices for Vox Machina?
Oh, yeah, they're all that's the show is just animated their D&D campaigns, and they just voice all their characters.
That's the Critical Role show.
Yeah, it's just, and then a plethora of video games. He's in Warcraft. He's just, if you've played a video game, there's a very good chance you've heard Matthew Mercer at some point.
Excellent. All right, let's go to David. David, anybody you could sit down with, living or dead, who would it be?
I would have a beer with the guy that first discovered beer for the first time. Like, how did you think about making it? What was the thought process?
Just he has this bucket of yeast and stuff, and he's just like, I don't know, man. I think if I leave it for a month, this might be all right.
Right?
Well,
were you
honestly,
thinking?
I love to think about that, like, like caveman age. It's like, which berries are good to eat and which berries aren't. It's like, let's see who dies after eating this berry,
Who
and
is
then
the
we'll know
first
to avoid
person
that one.
to find a thyme bush and be like, I bet this shit would fucking bust on some turkey.
I've got something to mention to that too. Like the first person that came to mind too is like, we get a lot of listenership outside of Canada, so I'm not sure how popular this is, but there is this product called Clamato juice. And
God.
Yep.
I have told
Disgusting.
people about that in Sweden, and every time I tell people about that, they're like, what the fuck is wrong with Canada?
yeah, exactly. Yeah, because it's if you're not familiar with it, it's tomato juice combined with clam juice, which has a very particular just aroma and taste to it. And I have got to find out.
Umami.
I've got to find out who was the first person to think like these two need to go together. Like you had to have some clam juice sitting next to some tomato juice. One of them spilled into the other, and they went, I could put vodka in this.
Yeah, if I put some celery and some pepper on the rim, we could really have something.
Yeah, it's like, have you guys ever heard of this cocktail named Bloody Mary? Now, hear me out. Clam juice.
Yeah, what if we had some clam juice in there?
What kind of fisherman?
All right, well then, Alex, let's go to you. Anybody living or dead, who would you sit down with?
Actually, I think I want to go on kind of the same vein in terms of somebody who is a voice actor and somebody that we have brought up on this podcast before a little while ago. I would love to sit down and have a drink with Mel Blanc and talk to him about some of his thought processes, not in terms of definitely in terms of voice acting, because I got to get to the bottom of some of that stuff. But also, he was a huge creative mastermind behind like Looney Tunes and what his inspiration for a lot of that stuff was. And just this, to be able to pick that brain in terms of voice acting and in terms of creativity, that would be... Oh, man, a real dream come true just to figure that out.
But that'd be a long conversation. It'd be a fascinating conversation at the same time, especially with how the industry was when he was banging 60, 70 years ago.
Absolutely, yeah.
Just to see how much it's changed and when you were literally doing it all on reel-to-reel tape instead of digitally, like all of that I find fascinating.
But I want to throw one more answer out here because I have definitely thrown in two answers for pretty much everything that I've done. I never really got to meet my grandfather on my dad's side, so I would love to sit down for a beer with my Grandpa Jack. A bit of a personal answer with that one. Not everybody's going to know that one, but that's just a personal one for me if I had a chance to.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, I like that. Well, actually, that kind of leads into my answer because unfortunately, my Nana passed away in 2017 when I was in Sweden, and I wasn't able to be there when she passed away. She's an absolutely lovely woman, a proper British lady. She grew up on the Isle of Jersey during the Nazi occupation. For those of you who don't know, the Isle of Jersey was one of the only one of the few British isles that was actually occupied by the Nazis during World War II. But she was an absolutely wonderful woman. She lived a very long life. And like I mentioned, she passed away when I was in Sweden in 2017. And if I had an opportunity, I would definitely sit down with her because she didn't drink beer, but she liked a good glass of wine. So that'd be nice to have one last little drink with my Nana.
Well, to be able to, talk about that time back in World War II, that's such a... You don't get many firsthand accounts. There's documentaries and stuff like that, but I can't think of a single person in my family lineage that was alive when I was alive that I could sit and have that conversation with, and I think that would just be cool insight to get.
Yeah, absolutely. And my great uncle Fred, I believe Fred Ashbaugh, was flew Lancaster bombers during World War II as well.
Jesus, that's hardcore.
So, family of heroes.
Well,
apparently, you come from.
Yes, and here I am sitting in front of a microphone.
How far the generations have fallen.
They fought for your freedom to do this.
Yeah,
exactly.
The most difficult thing I have to do is when Skip the Dishes doesn't bring me the right drink.
and then you have to call them and tell them,
it's
hey,
like,
this
fuck, there's no
happened.
onion rings? Oh, it's the worst day.
This is my D-Day.
Sitting here in our pajamas,
This is my
recording
D-Day.
over.
Storming the beaches of onion rings. I can't believe you didn't bring him, you sack of shit.
Oh, so good. Okay, so we are going to pick up, like I mentioned, right where we had left off. Basically, the same way we start every session is we end abruptly and we start abruptly. And so you guys find yourselves basically brought back from the dead. You guys were, in death saves. There was milky darkness surrounding you in your consciousness.
Ew.
Ancestors calling to you, come to the light. And then Valentina, bang, exploded with this massive surge of energy. You find yourselves all on the ground, feeling pretty good. But Valentina is currently unconscious on the ground, and Chuck stands up and he says, boys, I don't know what just happened. That was crazy, but we gotta get out of here. There might be more people coming for us. There might be more scouts in the forest that were a part of whatever that was that attacked us. We gotta get out of here now.
Oh, stop poking me.
Where do you think we should go?
Oh, my God. Am I alive?
Yeah, just wake up screaming. Wow!
Yeah. What a crazy
Oh
dream.
my God!
God, there was fire everywhere, and you were there?
You're at ATM.
And you were there? And you were there? Which one of you has the best strength modifier?
I have a
Definitely
+2.
not me.
-1, +3.
Damn it! Really? I'm the strongest.
Wait, what? No, Alex has to be strong.
Well, I've got 14, it looks
Alex
like,
is
but I've
a-
got a +2 to it.
+2 on strength.
Oh, I'm looking at my checks.
So-
Never mind.
So, Chuck looks at you and he says, Sir Alex, you gotta pick up Valentina. I don't know what's going on with her. I don't know what happened, but pick her up and we gotta run. We gotta get out of here and we gotta get back to Goodrow's cabin, don't ya know?
Okay, well, I'm going to gently pick up Valentina, and I'm going to carry her because I realize that she's the one who just saved my life, so I think I'm going to slowly start warming up to her. Not all the way, because she's still, but, yeah, I'm going to...
Bitch, you can say it.
I didn't want to say it. But, she definitely saved my life. I definitely owe her a solid, so, yeah, I'm going to pick her up. I'll, just gently pick her up, I guess, with both arms. And yeah, let's go.
I will say this out of game meta perspective. You guys have no idea how you're still alive because you were all unconscious and dead. You did not see what Valentina did.
Well, she also did heal me, so I'm still going to be holding that, into account. And be like, okay, well, she did a solid. Even if I don't know directly that she was the one who saved my life, I know that she had a little bit of hand in that. So
The wagon
Perfect.
that we hid behind, was it like a carriage wagon, or is it one of those like crop wagons? It's like a flat deck that we can move by hand.
Yeah, it's like a flat deck. It's like a flat deck with just two wheels on it, so it's kind of tipped over, and it's got like the little arms that branch off that can hook onto a beast of burden of some sort.
Gotcha. So we couldn't throw her on the wagon and pull the wagon, though, right?
Well, you guys are currently surrounded by thick forest with no roads or any kind of options like that.
How thick?
So
Like how many C's on that thick?
Well, actually, you know what? Everybody, make me a perception check.
Ooh, all right.
Let's start this off with a roll.
perception.
All right,
perception,
19.
and ABC.
Ooh, an 8.
David, happy with his roll.
You had me that first half.
I got a 15.
Darren, with your 19, you do actually see a small little cart path that seems to be following the perimeter of the wall that surrounds the city. You assume that is how this cart ended up where it is now.
I don't know if we want to stay close to the walls of the city, though, considering everything. We have their unconscious daughter outside the walls, so... Yeah, maybe hood her up with the cloak and
outside
Alex,
looking in.
chuck her over his shoulder, and we hoof it back to Goodrow.
Perfect. And then Chuck looks at all of you and says, okay, boys, I know this forest. Oh, okay. I've been in here a few times. I think I can get us back to Goodrow's cabin without attracting too much attention from the city. So please, just follow me and be as quiet as possible. It is a miracle that nobody was coming to check on the noise that we had made during that battle.
My guy sadly puts my guitar away. Very sadly, just swinging behind my back.
Electric guitar.
Chuck leads you kind of about 20 feet inside the forest, following the perimeter wall of the town as you guys slowly make your way back towards the front of the town where you originally entered, and you do find your way back to the road where you had originally traveled on from Goodrow's cabin in the first place. Is there anything you guys wanted to do while you're traveling this road, or are you guys just keeping quiet and heading back towards the safety of the cabin?
Yeah, I think we just stealthily do it.
Yeah, I agree.
Cool, David, I'm glad you said that. Everybody make me a stealth roll.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Good job, buddy. 8.
10.
Crushing it.
So with my +5, I got a 24.
And
With my
Alex, what did you
+5,
roll?
I had a 19, but I got a +5 for stealth, so that comes up to 24.
Jesus.
Oh my gosh, Alex saved your guys' ass.
Nice.
You guys had to succeed together on a 40 check. And Alex put you over the limit with the 42 on the stealth check. And so you guys do manage to find your way down this path. And everybody make me a perception check just as you start to approach the cabin.
16.
15.
Only got a 12 there.
Okay, so both David and Darren, you smell smoke as you start to approach the cabin, and you can't have... It's not quite within your view just yet, but you start to smell smoke as you get there, as if there is a large fire burning somewhere nearby. And as you guys kind of crest the bend in the road towards the cabin, and the cabin comes into view, the cabin is fully engulfed in flames.
What happened?
Now, I don't know how powerful it would be, but Ray of Frost is technically water. Could I try and extinguish the flames with it?
Read me what Ray of Frost says.
Dorp to dorp. Ray of Frost is a frigid beam of blue-white that streaks towards a creature within range. Spell attack against the target, 1d8 cold damage, and it reduces speed if it hits.
So, I mean, you could try, but that doesn't sound like it would be something
Very watery.
Well, it doesn't sound like it would be very effective against what is basically a small house fully engulfed in flames.
Okay, how about... I have my coffee mug. Can I extinguish it with my coffee?
Just the one cup of coffee?
What if we all use our coffee mugs?
I mean...
How bad do all of us have to pee?
So you guys approach this massive blaze that is currently engulfing the cabin, and everybody make me a perception check.
7.
9.
David just crushed it.
I just rolled a perception.
Okay, so Alex, you rolled a 20, and so you're the only one that seems to realize, despite the fact that you have a limp, unconscious body slung over your shoulder, there's a pair of footsteps and a small trail of blood leading past the cabin towards Dorella's cave.
Dorella's cave.
Oh. Who's getting another shot at that troll gas, buddy?
I've been holding out, man. But it looks... Guys, I see a trail of blood and some footsteps here, and I am hopeful. I am super hopeful that Goodrow got out of this okay.
Follow them?
But I see a path that's leading back to Dorella's cave, and I think, with the fire that we currently see in front of us, I feel like our only solid option would be to go to the cave. Like, we need to find some shelter here.
Yeah.
Could I play through the fire and the flames and use my fire defenses to maybe see if there's anything I can save in the burning house?
I will say this. Since you are a tiefling, you have resistance to fire, but you will take damage, halved damage, basically. So if you want to enter the flames to try and find something within the house, I'm going to say every minute of actual time that you are in the house, you will roll 4d8 of damage and then take half of what you receive.
Yoinks.
And that's even with an epic Through the Flames and the Fire playing on guitar. Huh? Doesn't help me at all.
Like Dragon Force?
Yeah.
Just blowing the fire around.
Yeah, so yeah, you would basically take 2d8 of damage.
Okay, well, I don't think it's worth it. I don't know.
No.
I think maybe Troll took good guy.
No, my PC isn't in there, so I'm not running in.
So, you guys want to continue down the path and follow the trail of blood and footsteps heading towards Dorella's
when you
cave.
put it like that,
Again, moving carefully and stealthily.
Okay, well then, Alex, I want you to make me a strength check just to make sure you're still able to carry this body on your back, because it's been... Well, I mean, we skip travel, but it's been about an hour of you carrying this person, or Valentina unconscious on your back.
Oh, don't you worry. I just rolled a 21.
Okay, so Alex is somehow doing jumping jacks while carrying this body.
I'll work out.
Fit.
And so you guys follow the bloody trail, and you get to the bubbling pool of green liquid in front of Dorella's
Which we
cave.
know. Kind of a red herring.
Yeah.
Doesn't really mean too much.
Stroll on through
Yep.
it.
Excellent. So you guys make your way... Well, I mean, you know the path kind of around the bubbling pool. And so you make your way around the bubbling pool, knowing that there is no harm coming to you if you do happen to fall into this vat of liquid. And you get to the mouth of the cave, and there is a large pool of blood. And that pool of blood then has a drag mark leading back into the cave.
Oh, Goodrow.
Dorella get a little feisty.
No, her and Goodrow are tight,
Yeah,
so I
they're on
feel
good
like
terms.
maybe she saved him. And Goodrow is like the drag body because she's trying to maybe give him medical, but I think we should just cautiously observe in towards the entrance so we don't get caught off guard with any traps or anything.
So you guys are making your way inside the cave.
It's Dorella's cave home, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we just don't step on the bear rug.
Yeah. Avoid the bear rug, yeah.
Okay, that is what I was looking for. I was like, are you guys going to fall into it again?
Yes.
Do they remember what happened last time?
Second time's the charm.
So you guys managed to go into the cave and kind of, walk along the edges of the bear rug, and inside the cave, you see Dorella tending to a barely conscious, very pale-looking Goodrow.
Dorella, what can we do?
Oh my goodness, if it isn't my 3 favorite adventurers, I'm so happy to see you. Goodrow is not doing well. Oh, I don't know what happened. He's in and out of consciousness, and he has barely spoken since he got here, but do any of you have anything you can do to help him?
I give him 2 Tylenol extra strength. Which,
Here you go, buddy.
will give...
Oh my god, Darren, even I
Very
forgot
well
about
done.
that.
Yeah.
Of my 18, I shall give him 2, which gives him 2d4 healing.
Okay, roll me... roll me some healing.
So slap him with 6 health, baby.
Okay. And so you... How do you give it to a barely conscious person?
I'm just going to open his mouth, and I'm going to kind of hold his head up a little bit so he's up, and then I'm going to, the same way I would give my cat a pill, I'm going to push the 2 pills kind of down and into his throat, and then close his mouth and start massaging his throat so his natural muscles will swallow it.
All right, well, that's a fairly decent explanation, and it's a weird way to give your cat pills.
Give him a
but
kiss
okay.
on the forehead.
And then I give him a kiss on the forehead.
Just like you do your cat.
And so he swallows them, and I believe there was something on those pills that said it took a little bit of time to take effect.
2 turns in combat, so what's that, 12 seconds?
12 seconds, yeah. So 12
Fast
seconds
acting.
later, Goodrow...
That's a fast acting, Tylenol extra strength. Liquid gel.
Goodrow
In that time,
opens
could
his
I set
eyes.
Valentina down on Jorella's bed?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, because I want to get her off my shoulder.
Yeah, and Dorella looks at you, Alex, and she says, "My goodness, Sir Alex, it's wonderful to see you again. What happened to this poor young lady?"
You know, Dorella, that's a fantastic question, because I was battling a tiefling, and I got slashed, and I, kind of went to this weird, dark place with a lot of flames, and before I knew it, I woke up, and she was unconscious. Hopefully nothing that I did to her, but I'm not exactly positive what happened with her.
Okay, well, let her rest there, and I shall take care of her. She seems to be okay for now. We have to concentrate on Goodrow. And Goodrow opens his eyes, and he coughs up a little bit of blood, and he looks at Chuck, and he says, "Oh, fuck, now I gotta get my French accent going. Here we go."
Well, he said he looked at Chuck and said that?
He's been faking it this entire time.
He says, "Chuck, what has happened? I do not remember. All I remember is trying to re-enter my cabin, and then all of a sudden I felt a sharp pain in my back. And then I woke up on the ground outside my cabin, and the cabin was aflame, and I had to make my way here to Dorella." And Chuck looks at him. He says, "Oh, Goodrow, I think I don't really know what happened, but we had to fight our way out of Vaknarov. Somebody sent some troops after us, and we barely got out of there alive, but we were able to find our way back to the cabin. We found the cabin fully engulfed in flames, don't you know? And we followed a trail of blood that I'm guessing you had dripped all the way here to Dorella's cave." And then he looks at the three of you and he says, Do you have the ingredients?"
We have everything except the noblewoman's hair.
Yeah, I take the jar of troll teeth out of my bag and give it a shake, and then point at Valentina.
Yeah, we have all of the noblewoman hair.
Yeah, every hair you
He says-
possibly need, man.
And he says, Go get me the hair from Valentina, and I can complete the potion."
Is it top hair or bottom hair?
Well, I have a preference.
I will remind you, she is unconscious.
Ooh, okay, yeah, I'd rather have that offered willingly.
Let's go top hair.
Yeah, top hair for sure.
So you guys grab the hair, bring it to Goodrow, and he produces 3 small vials of blue liquid that look a little bit dimmer than the essence of wetness. And he drops the hair into each of the 3 vials. And he says, "You must drink this now. Otherwise, I fear you may not ever be able to return home." And he hands each of you one of the vials.
Bottoms up, boys.
Yep, drink it.
Dareth?
I don't drink mine.
Nope.
What the fuck,
All
Aaron?
right. Both Alex and David, roll me a Constitution saving throw.
I just rolled an 18.
I got a 6.
So, Alex, you drink it and you feel a little bit funny and kind of like some intense heartburn, but it's not too bad. David, your body is racked with pain, and I want you to roll me a 1d4 of damage.
Got the McGut rot. 1d4. Aw. All right. Hey, 1.
So you take 1 point of damage,
Nice.
and all of a sudden the pain subsides. Alex, the weird feeling in your gut goes away, and both of you fully transform into your chosen races. And now I want you to describe how you look as your chosen races. Alex, you're a half-elf, and David, you are a half-transformed tiefling, but now are fully transformed into a tiefling. And so let's go with Alex. Alex, how do you look now?
I gain 2 or 3 inches of height and a bit more of a pronounced chin. So I slightly grow a little bit, and because I've added a little bit of extra bulk as well, because I'm also quite a bit more handsome than I already was. The gi that I was wearing slightly rips at the seams, and my headband also snaps and comes off. Yeah, that's pretty much all I had. I just got to grow a bit.
And your ears become much more pointy and pronounced.
Yes. I get a little bit more of an ear pronunciation. I guess a bit more of a sharper jaw. I guess like a half-elf version of handsome Squidward.
Nah.
Perfect. And David, your transformation is complete. You had already mentioned that you wanted to be like very pale white with some red accents around your eyes and on your mouth. Describe how you now look. And I will remind you, you're a tiefling, which means you're kind of a demon. So not only do you have what I had just said, but you've got horns and you have a tail.
Yeah, I'm going to say that my skin kind of like hardens a little bit too. Kind of like not quite scaly, but just like more coarse all over. And my horns grow bigger than what they started off as. They're going to have a little bit of like a little spin to it, like a little loop that then faces upwards. I'm pretty sure a tiefling's probably bigger than a human, so I'm assuming that I'm going to get a little beefier, a little taller, just a little bit just stockier all around.
All right, I like that. Kind of like Hellboy transforming into his final form.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
And Darren... sorry, go ahead, Alex.
I want to look at Darren and go, Darren, are you going to drink that?
Well, having seen... Because my whole point is I didn't want to turn back into my human self. So seeing that you two have both now fully transformed is exactly what I had wanted. So I pop the lid and slam it back.
Yeah, nice little sound effect.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah. And so, Darren, you drink it, and you fully transform into your variant Aasimar. And for those who don't know, an Aasimar is not a specific race, but it is basically a angelic creature of some sort, either blessed by religion or an angelic entity itself. So how do you look?
So, same kind of thing. My skin...
angel?
Yeah, buddy.
Be not afraid.
Yeah, so my skin starts to slowly, like the color starts to leave it, and as the color's leaving my skin and kind of turning into this grayish purple tone, my eyes, like the iris and pupil, just disappear as they kind of seem to just... My eyes are almost like the gateway into my vessel, where I'm just like technically made out of light, but my body is what's sheltering it, so my eyes are kind of just glowing this ethereal white light. And then I start to see like my body start to like contort, and it looks like I'm in pain. And then on my back, cracking and ripping and squelching kind of starts to happen as kind of grayish black angel wings burst forth from my shoulder blades.
And Darren now has the ability to fly.
Yeah, boys.
Wow.
I drop down to like both knees while that's happening, and I'm just like... Yes.
Oh, and
you even still have lungs.
And then I will say, Darren, roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, of course,
keep it equal across the board.
You die. Where's my saves? Con. Boom. 15.
So, Darren, with your wings sprouting out of your back, it is painful beyond belief.
Yeah.
It's like... It's like you're growing another limb within the span of seconds, and so I want you to roll me a 1d4 of damage.
D4 damage. He takes
worth it either way.
Yeah, absolutely worth it.
Wow, that actually lines up well to take 2 damage because you sprout 2 wings.
Right.
So you take 2 points of damage, but you raise from this crippled position you find yourself in during the transformation. And David and Alex, in front of you stands a angelic version of Darren. And I had mentioned in our private chat a couple weeks ago that if you guys did want to adopt a character voice, this is now when you would do that. You don't have to, but if you would like to, you can now kind of put on a voice if you would like when it comes to in-game conversations.
Darren, that's rather disturbing. Where did those wings come from?
They've always been there, my friend.
Oh my.
Those wings are pretty badass.
I just want to remind you that this is something that you're going to be needing to do for the rest of the campaign, so you might not want to get something that's too throaty or screamy, because that's going to get really exhausting.
David, my boy, I feel like you may not be able to speak in your day-to-day life if you continue that voice.
Fuck, that's the only voice I got.
There you go.
I like that. All right, perfect. It's actually a very good voice for a metal singer, I must say.
And then Goodrow looks at all three of you and he says, this potion should, although your transformation has been completed, this potion will make sure that you still have the ability to return to your realm, should you choose to do so when you find out how to do that. And as you may notice, your tattoos are gone, so you will blend in well to this realm.
Oh, nice.
No, I actually didn't notice that. Oh, would you look at that?
We'll have to find ourselves an Inkist here, sirs.
And Goodrow motions for the three of you to sit down.
I just got like my wings out to side to kind of like straighten them out and then wrap them around me like a cloak and sit down.
I'm just going to lean up against a table.
I take a seat next to Dorella.
Yeah, you too.
And then Goodrow looks at you, lore drop incoming.
Oh,
and he says, you three are chosen. The entity that brought you here has been searching for ones like you for a very long time. He has been kidnapping people from your realm in the hopes of finding individuals that belong to the bloodline. From my understanding, you were sold to the Master, also known as Correntula the Corrupt. He is one of the main patrons that purchases both beast and people from the entity for blood sport. You have obviously been able to use your abilities without much trouble, yes?
So far.
Yes.
That is what I thought. When you arrived in this realm, something inside me felt the magic you possessed. Something that caused me to send Shuck to the arena, and I told him to look for anyone not of this realm that possessed the natural arcana of our world. A trio, such as you, has not yet been seen in this realm. People from your world have been kidnapped before, but none of them lasted very long. From my understanding, they did not possess the ability to use any powers or any magics. They were thrown into the same arena as you there, and were quickly killed. There have been a small few true fighters that lasted through their first battle, but when they were faced with true magic, they too fell. From my understanding, this entity that brought you here, they possess the ability to access your world at different points in history. I do not know how. However, they are unable to keep that portal open permanently. He has been searching for the descendants. He has been searching for you.
Oh my.
For you are the only ones capable of retrieving the lost stones left behind by your ancestors. These stones are said to grant untold powers and abilities to the ones who wield them, and it is said that only true descendants of this bloodline can possess these stones. As the legend is told, a very long time ago, full powerful magic users from your realm were able to transport themselves here to our realm. Magic in our realm was weak at that time, just in its infant stage, but the arrival of these four magi was a catalyst for a massive surge of infusion of magic energies into our realm. From my research, my personal theory is that this entity, this individual, is attempting to create a permanent bridge between our two realms. I have been fascinated by these rumors since I was a child, since I was a small boy. Most people believe they are nothing more than legends, stories to tell the children at night. But your arrival here all but confirms that it is, in fact, true. This entity, whoever he, she, they may be, has not only found a way to bring you here, but I believe he has brought you here in the hopes of stabilizing the portal between this realm.
and yours. Perhaps he believes that these ancient stones, lost to the ages, hold the key to completing his mission. Through my research into the locations of these stones, I have found just whispers, nothing more. But I have found this. And he produces a small golden locket from his pocket. He says, I found this in a tomb that is said to be the final resting place of one of the ancient magi. It took me a very long time to find it. However, I finally found the location and was able to travel there while you gentlemen were collecting the items needed for the potion. And Alex, he hands you the locket.
Where did you find this, Goodrow?
It was in a far, far off land. I was able to use my magic to travel there quickly and return. However, it is not something I can do easily. It requires a large amount of arcana, a large amount of magic to be able to travel those distances.
I look over at Valentina and I go,
We may have a way to travel there.
Yes, she is fascinating. I have heard that the Vecna family possesses large amounts of magical abilities. However, I did not realize that she was able to access her magic so far.
And so, Alex, he had handed you the locket, and I want you to roll me an Arcana check.
Arcana check, okay. I think I roll a 14.
And so, as he hands you this small golden locket, as soon as it touches your hand, it pops open. And all three of you, well, everyone within this room hears kind of a ethereal voice. And this voice says,
Across the seas we set our sail, through stormy winds and heavy gale, past jagged rocks and waters wide, to where dark secrets always hide. An isle of bones, in mist it's veiled, to cursed tides you must now sail.
And Goodrow says, I believe this is the first clue in tracking down the ancient lost stones.
To sea we ride.
your cell phones all ping with main quest unlocked.
Oh, yeah. Here we go.
Opening credits to the movie finally splash across the screen.
And exactly, Darren.
song?
That is basically the intro arc to Dungeons, Dudes, and Dragons. Credits roll. And don't worry, this session isn't over yet.
Beautiful.
And so, after the locket has sounded its message, it once again shuts itself, and Alex, you still have it within your palm.
Fascinating. I think I'm going to put it in my backpack.
Yes.
Perfect. So add that as a custom item to your inventory. After Goodrow has heard this little limerick or riddle, I guess you could call it, he says, the town of Arkwright would probably be the nearest port. You're familiar with it. There is a man there I have heard of. He is a man of questionable morals, but I have heard that he shall ferry almost anything, anyone, across the seas for the right price. His name is Captain Caesar. He is very knowledgeable of the ocean and all the islands within this area. I suggest you look for him, and hopefully he can help you determine which islands this riddle is referring to.
So, what do we do about the girl? Yes, Goodrow, Chuck, would it be in your favor to leave Valentina with you while we embark on this quest?
And Chuck looks at you and says, oh, well, boys, I hate to leave you at the moment of such importance, but I feel like I need to stay here and make sure Goodrow is able to fully recover, and we can keep an eye on Valentina until she wakes up, and then hopefully Goodrow can walk her through her newfound powers and help her grow into a powerful magic user that might be able to help us down the line, don't y'all know?
I'm going to walk out to Dorella's garden and pick a beautiful flower and place it in Valentina's hand and say, "A pot of my favor for when my lady awakens."
You know what, Darren? I really like that. You get inspiration.
Hey, all right.
And I clasp her hands around them and say, "Until we meet again."
So what would you guys like to do from here?
To White Rock Land.
Rock White.
Yes, of course. Sorry.
Do we need table talk? What are we looking at here? I'm down 2 HP, but I'm good on, like, spell slots.
Yeah, I'm only down 1 HP.
Yeah, does anybody think we need to, like, rest or anything? Or, I mean, we could each pop an extra strength Tylenol, and then we'd be fine.
I wouldn't mind hitting up. Was this the town that had the, the weapon store and stuff?
No, that was Vagnarov, but this is, a seaside town. You think there might be shops and stuff that you can explore while you're there.
I wouldn't mind trying to find a place that I could purchase some medium armor, since now my guy can wear that.
Yeah, and I'd like to start also, I think, keeping some health potions around.
Yeah, because I do believe you guys have one health potion that you got off the prize wall from the last time you were in Rock White.
Yeah, but judging by that last encounter, we could rarely use a few more.
Yeah, nope, fair enough. So you guys head out of the cave, past the burning cabin, which is now basically just...
I want to make a point to say goodbye to Dorella.
Attaboy.
And she says, "Goodbye to you, Sir Alex. I wish to see you again soon. And it was such a nice, lovely surprise having you here so soon after our last meeting."
Don't worry, she means nothing to me, Dorella.
Well, no, it seems like Dorenius is the one that is enamored with the unconscious woman on my bed.
You sound exactly like that. Who is that guy from Star Trek?
Oh, George Takei.
Oh, my.
Yeah, he sounds just like him, dude.
A huge part of the inspiration for that voice is George Takei.
You're nailing it. You are nailing
I'm
it. This.
so happy that that you guys are doing voices now. It's so much more fun. So, Alex, after having bid adieu to fair Dorella,
Yes, the fair troll.
you guys make your way back through the forest, and you find your way back to what is now just a burnt husk of Goodrow's cabin, and you take a right at the crossroads towards Rock White. And seeing as how the combat you had and the travel to the cave was all throughout the night, the sun is starting to come up, the birds are chirping, dawn is not far away, and as you travel towards Rock White, all three of you are a little bit surprised to see something that wasn't on this path just 2 days ago, the last time you were here. And it is a large, deep, wide, fast-flowing river with a bridge traversing it, and on that bridge is a single golden coin.
Guys, I bet you there's a pervert on that bridge.
I've seen a trap if I've ever saw one.
Did we take a wrong turn? I don't remember seeing this. What on earth?
Of course, I don't have detect magic or anything in for right now. I'm going to use my mage hand from a safe distance because it has 30 feet, so I'm still going to be on the shore. And I'm going to attempt to pick it up with my mage hand.
The gold coin.
I'm going to look at the boys first, say,
This is my plan. Going to send out the mage hand and try and redeem that coin to us. Do you think I should?
Let me investigate this
bored.
one first. Can I do a perception check on the bridge?
Make me an investigation check.
Investigation check, yes, I can do that. Alright, so I just rolled a what thing wrong with this bridge.
Seems like a good idea.
One bridge.
All three of you roll me a history check.
okay, I got +5 to that. Doesn't matter, critical fail. I rolled a 1.
I got a 2.
Oh, I got an 11.
Oh, thank Christ.
Okay, so Alex is the only one that kind of remembers that you guys have encountered a bridge like this before.
That's sex offenders under that bridge for sure.
this does seem weirdly familiar, but don't quite real. I can't place why this is familiar.
And as Alex says that, all three of you hear, "If you fail to best me at a battle of wits, then you must possess legal tender. You'll have to pay to get past me, for it is I, sex offender."
Lord.
Oh no, not this
And-
guy again.
PTSD flashes just start going.
And he swings up to the top of the bridge, and the last time that this guy was here, I didn't give a proper, really, description of him, but I think I'd mentioned he's kind of like a Slender Man character. He's about 9 feet tall. He's got very long, skinny legs. He's got arms that kind of extend down below his knees. And he has a humanoid face with a smile that is far, far too big, permanently plastered on his face. And he says, "Well, well, well, if it isn't my favorite adventurers to see, it is you, the heroes three."
Dearest mother of fuck.
I was hoping to avoid such times ahead, but it's good to see you again, sir.
And
I just kinda-
You three look different from the last time I saw you.
Do we? And I just fly like 10 feet in the air, hover there for a second, and land back down.
I shred on my guitar.
Well, just like last time, if you wish to transverse my bridge, you must answer my riddles, yes.
Another riddle game.
Not my finest work.
And Alex, just because I'm pretty sure you were Googling my riddles last time, I used ChatGPT to come up with these ones.
You hear the clickety-clack of his keyboard every time?
I promise you, I wasn't Googling it that time. But I'm excited to see what you came up with. But no, I played this game.
And so he said he gets uncomfortably close to all three of you. And he bends down and he says, "Although I melt, I do not burn. I've no life, but for me all men yearn. I hide in earth and resplendently reflect. What am I that you seek to collect?"
As my hand up, I just go, "Water?"
And he reaches out just like last time, and Darren, he slaps you hard across the face. And take a 1d4 of damage.
Just grab my drum. Ah! God damn it! 3 damage. Fuck, that's a hard slap.
So I'll just repeat this in my voice. Although I melt, I do not burn. I've no life, but for me all men yearn. I hide in earth and resplendently reflect. What am I that you seek to
I
collect?
think I have a feeling that I know this one. We happen to have collected quite a bit. Is the answer to this gold?
Oh, this one is still a smart one. He was the one that answered most of the questions last time. Yes.
Seems very familiar, yes.
Gold is the answer. Very well done, Sir Alex.
I was very close to saying diamond, and I decided to pivot at the last second.
Good call.
Riddle number 2. I borrow voices, yet cannot speak my own. My coat is vibrant, filled with colorful tone. A shoulder perched, a powerful cry. Tell me, what am I?
Oh, boys, we are about to embark on a pirate's quest. If you're not positive what this one is,
I feel like I know, but as I'm rubbing my face, I don't want to wager that again, so I'll let one of you lovely gents take this one.
allow me. I seem to be having quite a bit of luck with this one.
Yes.
Mr. Offender, is the answer... is the answer...
Please, Mr. Offender is my
yes.
father's name.
Call me Sex.
Please say.
I believe the answer that you were looking for is a parrot.
Oh, so smart and handsome. This one is, yes. And Alex, he reaches out and just like tenderly strokes your cheek with his extremely long, uncomfortably long
I
arm.
uncomfortably shudder.
He says,
Yeah.
"Well, you have answered 2 of my riddles. This third is the only one you need more to transverse my bridge." In the depths where lost souls weep, I guard the dead in eternal sleep. Our locker is mine, where sailors dread, whose name be spoken among the dead.
Now, again, I feel like I know this one, but I don't want to sing it.
This is making me realize how terrible I am.
Yeah.
I'm going to try this one again. Mr. Carrigan, if you don't mind, it was Davy Jones.
Oh, this one is also smart and once again, like last time.
Damn.
This other one, this tiefling, so stupid as he is.
Hey, I can shred a guitar, though.
Oh, I don't care.
We don't have him for his smarts.
And I will ask you, before you transverse my bridge, just like last time, can we be friends?
What do we get?
My friendship.
I respectfully decline.
I just want to, like, there's, with the description of this, I want to get this out before we go too much further. Have you guys seen, or are you familiar with a cartoon called Smiling Friends?
No.
It's an Adult Swim one, and with the description that I heard, he very much sounds like Alan's roommate. Yeah, it's not Alan's roommate, Alan's landlord, and I don't want to do the bit if you guys haven't seen it, but this is definitely not somebody that I think we want on our side.
Yeah, I'm Googling it, and that does look terrifying. Yeah, I was picturing like
I don't think I've ever really wanted to be friends with a sex offender, so...
No, definitely not.
Everybody make me an Arcana check.
Arcana check, coming up.
Come on, 12.
That's
18.
Nice. So, Alex, with your 18, not only do you realize, obviously, that there is a very large river running across a path that you guys transversed just 2 days ago that wasn't there before, but you detect that there is very, very powerful magic coming from whatever this creature is.
I think that it might be a good idea to have whatever this trickster sex thing is on our good side.
I tell you what, we'll keep you as a friend at arm's length. How does that sound?
How about we say acquaintances?
Yes. Not exactly Facebook friends, but I'll allow you to follow me.
Well, that's okay with me. Most people do not even want to be friends with me.
Now, I may regret this
Not
in
waiting
the
for
future,
guesses
but
to why.
next time we meet, I think it may be in my better interest for us to hang out and smoke weed and drink diet soda while we play Burnout 2 on the Burnout Revenge on the PS2.
Speaking of which, Monsieur Sex Offender, might I interest you in a pull from my lovely bong staff, perhaps?
Oh, for me?
Now, I would like to clarify, this is not the charm where it will make him want to eat me. This is just taking a hit of weed.
Yeah, no, that only happens if you roll a nat 20 on a melee attack with that.
Gotcha. Okay.
And he says, "Oh, I wouldn't mind. Oh,
here you go,
light
sir.
it up, sir."
And I spark my finger as like a little lighter to light the bowl for him. And I let him take a bubble.
And within inside this bowl, a small little flower covered in crystals appears, and he takes a big hoot and he says, "Oh, thank you so much. That was quite nice." And then all of a sudden, everything disappears. The river, the bridge, sex offender are all gone, and you find yourselves back just in a regular forest path, the one you recognize on the way to Rockwhite. And all three of your phones, ding.
Oh, no, I got a sex offender contact now.
If we get pulled over by the police, this is going to be very hard to explain.
I'm just going to rename it Alan. Just so it doesn't.
That's not Alan, that's Steve. And all three of your phones now have an updated list of allies, which says sex offender, along with, if I'm not mistaken, David Bowie.
Yes,
Oh,
from
that's
Rockwhite,
right.
yeah.
And Dorella, yes.
Do you also have Crim in there?
No.
I thought I had Crim for my criminal,
Contacts?
criminal contact, yeah.
Well, as last episode said, you murdered his brothers, and then Darren sent a bunch of magic missiles towards him as he ran away.
Yeah.
So I guess he's not a big fan of
I
of your allies.
screamed I was going to rip his head off, so I don't know.
Yeah, and then mention something about carving all the things into his body.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to write a lot of phrases on that man's body when I get him.
Yeah, safe to say we can delete him
Couple
from
of
the phone.
dicks, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Could have put a fucking book on his skin.
So you guys continue down the forest path, and like I said, it's dawn now. The sun is rising. The birds are chirping. You hear the cawing of seagulls as you approach Rockwhite, and as you do, you can see that, well, the festival's come to an end. Looks like they're just finishing breaking down all the festival structures. Life is continuing as normal in this small seaside town, which is just starting to wake up for the day ahead. What would you guys like to do?
I would like to go to a armor store, for sure.
Perfect. So you get into Rockwhite, and it's not a very big town. You know, it's a seaside town, somewhat like White Rock, which it is named for. So there is one large, Marine Drive type road, and there are stores lined up along it, and you're walking down. People are hustling and bustling to work, and you come across a store that has a large shield on it, and it would appear to be an armorer of some sort.
There we go.
Hit it.
I'm gonna go in there and see if I can. Well, I guess I'll just walk in first and just see what happens. See who's in there.
And as you walk in, you open the door. Shop seems to be open, perhaps just open because it's so early in the morning, and a little bell rings as you open the door, and a large bird-looking creature comes out from the back. He's wearing a smock. He's got big leather gloves on, something like, a blacksmith would be wearing, and he says, "Oh, hello! Welcome to my shop. How may I help you?"
Hello.
Well, you see, I'm looking for some medium armor.
Oh, medium armor. Well, that is not a problem, my boy. We have quite the good selection. What would you like for the medium? Are you looking for just something simple, I suppose?
Well, I'm hoping you could maybe put a Slayer patch on the back of it. Just get a vest if you got it.
Oh, is that your family crest? If you have an emblem, I'd be happy to imprint that on the armor.
Yeah, I quickly draw it out on a piece of paper. Slayer icon. Like, yeah, this is my family crest.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, I have some medium armor already prepared. It's going to take me just a couple of hours to get this etched onto the armor, but I feel like I could probably do it quickly, and with the additional custom design, it would be about 15 gold for the armor.
I give him 20 gold.
Oh, my boy, thank you so much. Oh, what a wonderful customer you are. Please return in a couple of hours, and I shall have that prepared for you.
All right, I'll be back. And then I leave.
Oh. I don't know why. I'm picturing Javier Bardem, Anton Chigurh from what is it? It's like, how much have you ever lost on a coin flip?
Yeah, No Country for Old Men.
That's the one. Thank you. Is there Darren? You had mentioned you wanted a shield at some point, right?
Yes, I'm curious about the type of an offhand shield or any enchanted amulets or additional things that I could add to my satchel or armor itself for an additional
Well,
power.
Unfortunately, we do not have any magical items such as enchanted amulets, but we do have a fine selection of shields. And he points at the wall, and there are all manner of shields with different designs, different color schemes, and he says, what do you think would go best with what you are looking for?
That one looks mighty fine, and I point up at a shield that it's circular, kind of like a brass-ish tinge to it. It's basically meant to be, it's got the circle, but then it's got like triangle spikes going around the entirety of it to kind of look like a full sun.
Okay. What color are you looking for?
So to kind of match my armor, I would like it to be like a mixture of like iron and brass, like iron with like brass highlights.
Cool. And he says to you, "Oh, what a wonderful selection. That is a very popular variant of the shields I sell. And, well, since your friend here has given me some extra gold for his order, I suppose I could let that shield go for, well, let's say 8 gold.
I flick him 10.
Oh my goodness, what great customers you are." And he looks at you, Alex, and says, "For you, my boy, are you looking for something to increase your ability to defend yourself?"
Yes, I am quite...
And I should say, Darren, he allows you to take the shield off the wall,
Beautiful.
so you can now add that to your inventory.
So now, the addition of a shield, that should give me an AC increase when it's equipped, correct?
I believe so. I believe a shield gives you a +2.
Yeah.
And so, Alex, is there anything you would like? I mean, fighters, I mean, I feel like you're probably already... Actually, your armor class is kind of low for a fighter.
I think I would like to upgrade to some medium armor if I may. But I don't want something that's going to be too cumbersome. Do you have anything in terms of a chainmail shirt?
Oh, well, of course, my boy. And unless you as well want something custom emblazoned on it, I can give it to you right now for, well, because your friends are such generous patrons, I can give it to you for, let's say, 7 gold.
For 7 gold, there's one thing that I would specifically be interested in. I've heard of a chain shirt made of a material called adamantine. Do you happen to have one of those?
Hey, he looks at you and he says, in a hushed voice, says, How have you heard of adamantine?
Well, let's just say I have a few contacts that I am able to peruse some information from. If you don't have it, that's quite all right, but I'd like to know, are you able to assist me?
At the moment, unfortunately, we do not possess that type of material, but if you are willing to pay, let's say 50 gold, I could manufacture it for you after I use my resources to attain it. But for now, I can provide you with a basic medium armor shirt.
I believe we are in a bit of a time crunch right now, so I will forego my pursuit of an adamantine shirt, and I'll go with your regular finest chain shirt.
And he
Second
pulls a
finest.
chainmail shirt basically out from underneath the little shelving unit he's standing in front of, hands it to you, and he says, "That will be 7 gold, as previously mentioned, and if you do wish to commission that order, I will need the 50 gold up front."
Okay, I'm going to start by pulling out 7 gold, and I'm going to go,
Do you happen to have this in red?
"Oh, of course." And he takes it to the back. You hear some, spraying, and he comes back, and it's basically like a deep burgundy red wine red.
Fantastic. I will take this, and I believe this is a very good time to invest in some finer armor, so I will give you the 50 gold required for the adamantine shirt, and I will expect it in order, but of course payment in advance is quite all right. Here you are.
Oh, thank you, and please do come back, gentlemen. You are most welcome patrons at this establishment, and I will have that shirt ready for you in a few days' time, and like I had mentioned to your friend, his armor shall be ready in just a couple of hours.
awesome. So I'm going to take 57 gold out of my inventory and add the regular chainmail shirt.
Yeah, and you can add medium armor to your character sheet. Darren, you can add that shield, and then David, you haven't received your armor yet, but it will be ready.
I want mine
soon.
to be the chain shirt as well.
Sorry?
With the back patch on it. I do want mine. I should have said earlier, too, the chain shirt is what I was looking at as well, with the back patch on it.
Yeah, no problem there, but it is going to take a couple of hours, which is fine because you guys have somebody to find in this town before you travel.
Yes.
Right.
Did we get the name of the one we were looking for?
Goodrow had mentioned his name was Captain Caesar.
Right. My good lad, Have you heard a name whispered among your patrons of someone that goes by the calling of a Captain Caesar, perchance?
Oh, Captain Caesar, he is, well, not quite well liked in this town, but you might be able to find him at the local drinking hole.
Oh, well, lucky us.
Perfect.
I believe it's time to partake in a drink, boys.
Let's go find that hole.
Do you believe we've earned such a night of libations?
Well, it's like early morning, but still.
A full day of libations?
So you guys would like to exit the shop.
Yeah.
And as you're exiting the shop, you open the door and you hear from behind you and he says, "To your right, about 4 doors down."
Thank you.
Thank you, my good man. And I flick him another gold.
"Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much." And so you guys take a right out of the door, and a few stalls or a few shops down, you see a sign outside that says the Salty Salmon Pub.
Yes, I should hope that our salmons are quite salty.
And with lemon as well, I hope.
Oh, and ho.
Shall-y-ho.
Shall we?
Just continue.
I can't not picture George Takei now. You've ruined it.
That's all I hear, man. It's so...
I keep picturing like a young Stallone.
Hey, before you know it, you get a couple of drinks in me.
That was when George Takei gets wasted. He turns into the Stallone.
So, do you guys go into the pub?
Yeah, I think so.
100%.
All right, so you enter the pub, and everybody make me a perception check.
God, these are sucking
Wow.
dicks.
6. Yeah, not great. 11.
6.
So you enter the pub, and although you're able to go into the pub because it's like big swinging saloon doors, it's not exactly locked. You don't see anyone inside.
Oh. Too early to party.
I guess, yeah, if it's early morning.
Perhaps it is a bit early for a drink, but we have a bit of privacy, it seems.
That's true. And this establishment, I'm sure, serves food before we imbibe our ales. Would be opposed to a few meals here. Get strength up.
Indeed.
Oh
my.
Yeah, I'm gonna go sit at like the bar and just kind of wait and see if someone shows up to serve me.
Yeah, I'll follow suit. I'll pull up a stool next to No Tab.
I'm gonna rock star sit at it backwards and I'm gonna flip it in front of me.
AC Slater it.
Or like, what is the other Star Trek? Riker? How he gets on the chair really weird.
steps over for the back.
Yeah, exactly. So you all sit at the bar, and as you pull the stools out, you make a little bit of noise, and behind the bar pops up a female human, and she looks at you, and she looks, and she says, "Oh, what? Oh," and she's like, kind of like blinking her eyes. She's got a bit of a squint going on. She's like, "It's a little early, but can I get you something?"
Ma'am, were you
Yeah, a little less
sleeping
judgment.
on the floor behind the bar?
I wouldn't call it sleeping, but it's where I guess ended up last night.
Yeah. Do you have any coffee on brew?
Give me a couple minutes. And she like turns around and walks through a door behind the bar, and a few minutes later she comes out with 3 mugs of what looks like coffee and puts it in front of you and says, You guys said you wanted some food, or...
Yes.
What? Yes, food?
Eggs and bacon for the lot.
Okay, 1 second. And she goes back through the door once again, and she comes back with 3 plates of... Well, you don't really know what it is. It's just kind of a hash of some sort, and she puts it in front of you, and she says, "That's oh my god, I drank too much. That's 1 silver each, please."
Not a problem. I'll cover the bill,
thank
boys.
you.
And she's like,
My thanks.
Why are you here so early? Oh god, I should go to sleep again.
We're looking for a captain.
Well, it's a seaside town. There's captains everywhere.
Fair. Captain Caesar. That's right.
Captain Caesar? Really?
Yeah. Can you maybe perchance lead us in that direction?
She picks up a empty glass bottle from behind the bar and throws it into the corner of basically the seating area so that it breaks. And it breaks, and all of a sudden you see a guy pop up and he says, "Oh, what are you doing?" And she's like, "Caesar, there's people here to see you." And he walks up to you, and it's a very, piratey looking type of guy, and he says, "Wow, what can I do for you, folks?"
Did she just throw a bottle at you?
Was that what that
See,
noise
much
was?
regard for cleanliness around here. My goodness.
Maybe.
If you know matters.
Been there the whole time.
And he's like, "Yar." And he says, "What can I do? What can I do for you, boys?"
I'll let you boys take it from here. I'm going to eat my hash. I'm quite famished.
My good man, we are seeking to employ a captain to take us across the seas on what some may call a valiant quest.
Well, you found the right person, but I need to know where we're going.
Oh, I stopped eating my hash, and I reach into the my backpack to pull out a golden locket.
It appears we have some sort of journey ahead of us. We need to sail across seas, past jagged rocks and waters wide to where dark secrets always hide. I believe we're looking for an Isle of Bones covered in mist.
That sounds like Skull Island to me. That is a treacherous journey. One I have made. One I've made just a few times before.
Splendid, so you know the way.
And most... I do, but most do not survive the journey. Those are treacherous waters.
Much less
I
splendid.
do not know if you can see who is before you, but we are not most, my good man.
Well, then I will tell you this. Meet me down at the port, at the docks, in 3 hours' time, and I shall take you there for 100 gold.
Counteroffer, could we possibly do it in a day's time so that my good friend here could get the armor he has commissioned from the smithy?
I will delay no longer than this evening. Meet me there just before sundown, and we shall sail across the seas to get you to the Isle, or to get you to Skull Island.
Splendid.
We have
Can we do it for less than 100 gold?
Did I persuade him, use some persuasion to bring that 100 gold down? That's a little...
Sure, what do you say?
How about we work on a deal?
I have a song.
I have a song. I play you a sea shanty.
Yeah, for sure.
I do enjoy a good sea shanty. If you are a talented bard, then perhaps you can keep spirits up on the ship, and perhaps we might be able to make a deal so that you boys can work on the ship to bring down the fee.
Oh, yeah.
I've got some Amon Amarth ready to be played.
Yeah, some Ailstorm. Play Keyhall for it.
Wait, could we also flex the fact that Divad here is a celebrity?
Oh, that's right, I am a celebrity.
So humble he forgot himself.
How do you say that?
Well, I'm not sure if you are quite aware, but you are in the company of the one and only Vidad, who has not that long ago rocked the shores of this very town with his majestic performance.
And then I point both my hands towards him and give him jazz hands.
And I do I see Alex do it, I do the same thing from the other side of David.
And I just kind of nonchalantly look off into the distance, a little side profile.
And then I thaumaturgy the sound of an eagle screeching overhead.
Roll me a persuasion check.
I can do your jazz hands.
8.
5. 9.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Nice.
I'm going to burn my inspiration on this.
Yeah.
I'm going to burn the inspiration on it, roll another persuasion.
Wait, I think I might have inspiration
9.
on this. Okay.
And
oh, no, wrong one. That was, persuasion.
all right, roll me another one then to burn your inspiration.
Burning the most important thing in the game. Double ditch.
And so he looks at you and says, perhaps I could reduce the fee to 70 gold as long as you boys promise to do some work. And like I had mentioned, it's treacherous waves and waters.
Yes.
If we come across a battle, I expect you to help in the fight.
100%. Yes. Fighting is where we shine brightest, my friend.
And he holds out his hand, expecting to receive the 70 gold now.
We will pay you half now and half once we are about to set sail. No offense, but seeing as we've just met, I don't really feel comfortable handing over the full lot just yet.
I can accept that deal.
But I will
I'll
thank
give
you
him
both profusely
35
because
out of my haul.
don't think I'm paying any.
Okay, I'll give him the rest
When we get there?
on sale because I got 107 left still.
Cool.
Yeah, I got 43 left, so I could definitely put some in. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Spend all your money on the sweet armor. That's all right. I got a Hundy.
Right? All right, so I'm down to 57 gold. So I give him a little satchel of gold.
And he looks at you three, kind of scanning left to right, and he says, "A brave crew to set sail with no fear, through the waters where death be near. With cannons ablaze, we'll cut through the haze. For treasure and rum we all hold dear."
Dungeons, Dudes, and Dragons is myself, Alex Kerrigan, the Half-Elf Fighter, Darren Warts, the Aasimar Wizard, David Beaton, the Tiefling Bard, and our Dungeon Master, David Ashbaugh. Make sure to subscribe to our socials, Dungeons, Dudes, Dragons, all one word, on Instagram. You can find our YouTube channel at Dungeons, Dudes, Dragons, and our TikTok is linked in both bios. If you like this podcast, please spread the word to friends and family who might also enjoy it. It's the absolute best way for us to gain new listeners. Also, please rate and review wherever you get your podcasts. It helps us boost us in the rankings so we can reach a wider audience. Thank you so much for listening, and we hope you'll tune in next time for another episode of Dungeons, Dudes, and Dragons.